Do vegans have better sex? Are they better lovers? Well, according to vegans like Corey McCarthy in his video, It's Official, Vegans Are Better Lovers, that is the case. And there are other vegans out there that also promote this idea as well. The organization PETA heavily promotes this idea that by becoming vegan, you will enjoy better sex and you will be a better lover. And what is this based on? What are they basing this claim on? Well, it has to do with blood pressure. That's right, blood pressure. Basically, and they quote scientific articles that talk about how people with high blood pressure and hypertension are more susceptible to sexual impotence than those with lower blood pressure, and how vegetarians and vegans tend to have lower blood pressure than non-vegans, meat eaters. So, then therefore, it must be true that vegans have better sex and are better lovers. But, this is a misconception. Like, it really is. And it amazes me how vegans can be convinced by this argument when it just doesn't. How do you get, like, okay, here's a study that's showing, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue the point that high blood pressure and hypertension puts you at risk of, for men, suffering erectile dysfunction, and for women, it's a matter of your inability to lubricate, which leads to, I guess, being disinterested in sex at a certain point. I'm not going to argue those points, and being healthy is important for any kind of activity, for that matter. But to jump to the conclusion that this is what makes a good lover, this is what enables you to enjoy better sex, is a total misconception. And anybody who makes that claim, I'm telling you, really has no experience with making love. And it's, I mean, first of all, the emphasis is totally on the physical. And yet that is such a small part of the equation. The reality is 90% of it, it's in the mind and it's in the emotions. If you're not mentally equipped to enjoy sex, if you're not comfortable with your own sexuality for whatever reason, it could be because you were sexually abused as a child. It could be because you never experienced any kind of intimacy when you were younger. It could be that you have been nurtured on pornography from a young age and have a distorted view on what sexuality is really all about. I mean, there's many reasons why sex can be a problem for you, no matter how healthy you are. And so, I mean, the first condition for being a good lover and for enjoying good sex is being in the right frame of mind. For me, as a young man, sex was a very physical act until in my early 30s when I was dating this older woman. She was about 5 years older than I was. And the first time we made love, I thought I I did a great job, basically. And she looked at me with disappointment afterwards and said to me straight up, "That was awful." And I was like, whoa, talk about being deflated. But, and then she explained why. I was just being physical, like in a porno movie or something. There was no intimacy involved. And that is a real key factor in being a good lover as well, is learning the art of intimacy. And that really requires a lot of patience. And it's more than just, how you can physically turn somebody on, but how you can mentally turn somebody on, how you can emotionally open somebody up. And especially, for a woman, this is very important. Guys, you know, we are more physical. We can get by just on the physical level, but don't fool yourself. We need that intimacy as well. So yes, it's important to have low blood pressure and to have a good circulatory system to be physically fit. That's definitely helpful, especially for the long run. But you know, what's really, if you really are interested in enjoying better sex and being a good lover, it's going to take time and practice. And you're going to need to learn the art of being intimate. I mean, I'll tell you, you know what's really ultimately important for being a good lover is being in love. Being in love. And then, you know, you don't have to necessarily be a master at making love, but just the fact that you're with somebody who you are completely open to and they are open to you, that itself will compensate for any lack of experience on your end or on your partner's end, because love just, you know, it overlooks a multitude of flaws. And that, I think, yeah, if you can have all of that going for you, where you are in love, you understand the art of intimacy, and you're physically fit, and you can perform well in bed, well, you've got it all. I mean, that's it.